today's hook, water change time. I'll show you what I mean when I was talking about mixing the salt. Before you mix the salt, I've already rolled this, on the ground in a big bag. Just twist it down. So that's basically mix it up just like that. This is a half cup scoop. Over here to the water that's pretty much been mixing all night fresh. As you can see, the air stone and the other pumps in there. There's 2 pumps in there. The one with the hose is the one I used to put into the tank. So it's pretty simple. You just start scooping. It was about 5, and like I said, I do about 5 at a time. Let it mix down. It'll probably be cleared up in about, probably about 5 minutes. This stuff clears up extremely quick. Pre-salt or Coral Pro Salt. Yeah. Sorry guys, it's early morning. Got the sinuses going, so yeah, so that's basically the process until the salinity gets right, which go ahead and check with your refractometer, refractometer, however you want to call it, and once that's done, drain that down into the waste bucket here. I haven't got it automated yet to where I could just dump it like some of you guys out there, which I think is cool, but I'm just not close enough to any kind of drain really, so I still gotta do the bucket thing. And so I mix this until it's in between 1.0, 1.024 and 5. That area, it's usually right at 5 by the time I get it mixed. There's no heater in here. It's room temperature, which is 71 right now. Once it's mixed, I just throw the heater in there from my tank, on the algae tank, and just let it heat up a little bit before I add it into here. But when I'm mixing it, I mix it as cold as the ambient temperature or the room temperature. That way it just, with the airflow, with the water flow, the temperature, with this salt and the RO water, everything comes out, the parameters come out tits. They're perfect. As you can see, that the level's that for their foundation elements. That's their measurements at the salinity of 33.0 parts per thousand. And like I said, I've used this stuff for quite some time, and when I used to mix it, I used to test regularly until basically every time I started testing, everything was coming out right, so I don't even bother testing anymore. This is the way it works best for me and my tank, and it's the way that works with this salt, with my water parameters as far as coming out of the tap into the RO and into here, and that's just the way it mixes. So it's part of knowing what your water parameters are dirty but they are clean, and that's just pretty much of mixing up the solution and testing it until you get to the point to where you know where it's at all the time. I mean, if it tests the same 14 times, it's probably going to be good on the 15th time without testing. So just in the time that we've been sitting here blabbing, and add more. So it's already dissolved away, mixed up. So that's 10 scoops. So let that dissolve and probably test it, see where I need to go from there. The half cup measure is a pretty good guesstimate of normally this thing will take about 16 to 17 scoops for there's about 25 gallons in here right now, so, and that pretty much puts it pretty close to where it needs to be. So, but yeah, pretty no-brainer, pretty easy to do, as to my situation. And I'll be back when I drain water. All right, water's mixed, temperature's close enough to where it should be to be added in here, and I just got my siphon hooked up. It's going to go down in this bucket. The main thing you want to do, well, I want to do anyway, if you have an auto top-off system, if you got it hooked up through your controller, tank controller, turn it off there. But for me, it's just easier since I only have one sensor. I just flip it up, it's off. That way when you start draining water out, you don't start flooding your tank with fresh water. That's what happens if you forget, which I've done on numerous occasions, but always want to remember to turn your auto top off. So I'll go ahead and show you. Hey guys, just want to do a quick safety tip update, whatever you want to call it. Basically a safety tip. Remember this light that was on the 55? Well, while I was doing the water change, I noticed that even with the fan on it, this thing was hot, which is kind of a ghetto way to do it because those wires were snipped as before. So this thing's out in the garage. Bulbs are still good, so if I ever get another T5, bulbs are still good because they're brand new. This is the fish tank graveyard, junkyard, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure everybody has one, just little parts and such. So, but yeah, the safety tip I wanted to show you, I had this light plugged into just this timer, and I had one of these cheap ass, 3-ways that you put into here. And I don't know if you can see this, but probably can. Now this tank didn't overflow or anything like that. This is just basically from general moisture and a little bit of salt creep that went down. As you can see on my fingers, but that's salt creep. It went down the cords. They did have a drip loop. I mean, it was, it was coming up, but there was still moisture going back there. And it heated the plugs up, and as you can see, damn near burnt this. This was plugged into the timer, which was plugged into a power strip. So you can
kind of mess around with power a lot, but I mean, these things are cheap anyway, and I'm not plugged into a GFO, so the basic thing that I wanted to show you guys is that this is trash now. So I'm gonna keep the timer because the timer's still good. So that'll go over in the junkyard. This is gonna go in the trash. But just wanted to give you guys a general. Don't use these. I'll show you the breaker that I use real quick. Just a Belkin power strip. I had the timer plugged into this side and then the 3-prong onto there. So power strip's still good, but unfortunately this is not going to get as much light as it was because I'm throwing the Marineland single bright back on there just so it has something. So it's a little feature. Beware of power. So I got the hose going in here. Just filling the water up. Took a little bit down here. We'll wait a little bit, then I'll kick the power back on for the pump and what have you, and go from there. It's about 20 gallon, maybe a little over 20. This thing will drain down and fill that up. As you can see, I had to take that light off, as you saw in the previous, and put the Marineland back on here. What I like about the Marineland is it's adjustable. So hopefully this will cut down on some of the splash in the Salt Creek, because I don't care about a lot of light over here. This main one over here where the Cato's growing. Can't see shit because there's a reflection, but we'll turn it back on and show you guys. Hey guys, water change is done. As you can see, it's fogging up until it settles down. As you can see also, Cato's growing like mad. I just separated it a little bit so it could be kind of spread out, because this dinky ass light ain't gonna work as far as lighting it. But I don't want the other one to burn the house down, so replaced it with the single bright. I may upgrade that to the double bright. I don't know. I need to research that a little bit more. I don't need a whole lot on here. I mean, I'm just trying to grow Cato. That was cool. Alright, whatever. And also, I'll show you guys about top-off water and using calc. You need to, every once in a while, clean it up, because it will turn your shit ghost white. Looks like snow down there. But you don't want to stir that crap up and get it in there, because if it goes in there, it'll turn everything white and you'll have a meltdown. But yeah, I would say probably if you're going to use calc, this has been set up since this tank has, so this is about 7 months worth of buildup. Probably want to clean it before then, but whatever. Got my corals. Live aquarium. Split them up. So that'll be the next little series. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.